I've been using the Canon R6 Mark II for a long while now as my main video camera to shoot sports, events, weddings, YouTube videos that I record with this talking head. I also shoot photos with this camera before transition from being a photo camera to being a video camera that I've rigged out, as you can see over here. This camera has been a spectacle, especially for the fact that it's the first camera that ushered me into the Canon line and also became the workhorse that I started doing professional work with. And knowing that Canon has released the Canon R6 Mark III, as someone who has shot with the Canon R6 Mark II for quite a long while, doing several kind of projects with this, I want to have my take on the Canon R6 Mark III and why I think that probably this might be the best upgrade, especially for someone who shoots more videos now than photos. My name is Abeku. If you like this video, kindly subscribe to the channel. Canon R6 Mark II is a fantastic camera, quite phenomenal for whatever it's able to do, especially for it being an amazing price to value ratio. Things that I really love about the Canon R6 Mark II has really the fact that it's 24 megapixel CMOS sensor. It's really spectacular and amazing, especially in low light. Recently, I shot two specific events with this Canon R6 Mark II, and these were night events, and the lighting conditions over there were quite poor. But this camera, especially from 2000 ISO all the way to 3200 ISO values, it performed remarkable. They were very detailed, sharp. Images out of this are really stunning. They are great, they are sharp, they are beautiful, and with enough color depth that you can be able to get even in dark environment. I really think this camera has been a staple in terms of shooting night videos. Another thing that I really love with the Canon R6 Mark II had to do with dual pixel autofocus performance. The eye tracking on this is just remarkable. It is neck and neck with any camera that you find out in the market. It is reliable, it is sticky, it is precise, especially trying to find subjects. It has reliable autofocus performance. Amazing, incredible, even in low light performance. Another aspect that I've come to enjoy shooting with the Canon R6 Mark II has to do with the IBIS, the in-body image stabilization. I also shoot a lot of sports action with this, but this camera handles a lot of the action in terms of the IBIS performance. I shot an event video, and this camera, especially handheld mode, this is how I hold my camera most of the time. I have a left arm grip over here, and so I hold it like this, and I'm able to track the subject. I don't do any post stabilization with my footage that I get out of this camera. The IBIS on the Canon R6 Mark II, in conjunction with a stabilization with the lens, of the best footage that I've ever seen holding this camera handheld in any scenario. And for the fact that I think that this camera has been able to hold on through all the paces that I've put it through, it makes using the Canon R6 Mark II really great. I also think that the Canon R6 Mark II has a solid battery performance. Usually when I'm shooting photos and I take all the rig out of this and I'm shooting photos with the Canon R6 Mark II, I tend to get extensive battery performance, which sometimes really shocks me. There were so many occasions that I really wanted to get the Sony A7 IV, but the shooting capability on the Canon R6 Mark II, especially shooting 4K without any crop, made it ideal for me to choose this camera. And it's really great, especially in terms of longevity with battery performance. No camera is absolutely perfect, and the Canon R6 Mark II has its own downsides and quirks as well. There were just a few other areas of the Canon R6 Mark II that I wanted it to be better. One aspect that I really wanted the Canon R6 Mark II to have was 4K at 120 FPS. This camera max out at 1080p at 180 FPS. 1080p at 180 FPS or 1080p at 120 FPS is quite good. Sometimes the images tend to be a little bit softer, because when you compare the 180 FPS in 1080p compared to all the 4K shooting capability you have for the Canon R6 Mark II, you realize that this camera was highly limited in terms of high frame rate shooting capability. Also, this camera does not have any open gate. Now with the release of the Canon R6 Mark III, it brings in several areas, especially in terms of video, that makes me, as a video shooter, to really think that the Canon R6 Mark III is a worthy upgrade over the Canon R6 Mark II. The things about the Canon R6 Mark III that makes me excited the most has to do with 4K at 120 FPS. Really wanted something that steps up above the 1080p at 180 FPS that is capped for the Canon R6 Mark II. Being able to do 4K at 120 FPS without any crop is something I am really excited for. The Canon R6 Mark III comes with open gate recording. It shoots at 7K open gate recording. That means that even when I shoot with 7K open gate recording with the Canon R6 Mark III, I'm still going to be able to shoot a single video and be able to deliver diverse kind of formats for my clients. As a content creator and as someone that reviews tech products, I'm not able to shoot 9:16 aspect ratio videos normally in that kind of format because I don't really enjoy shooting in that kind of format. But with the Canon R6 Mark III, I think I'll be able to shoot just in open gate and still be able to get one for YouTube as I'm doing over here. I'll also be able to get another aspect ratio for my social media content, especially on TikTok and Instagram. The Canon R6 Mark III also has improved autofocus performance. The same thing you're going to find with the Canon R5 Mark II. Even though the Canon R6 Mark II already delivers incredible performance in terms of autofocus, the Canon R6 Mark III is going to top up that and give us really great autofocus performance, especially in low light. Sometimes the Canon R6 Mark II struggles just a little bit, especially in terms of low light performance when you are shooting fast-paced action and also event. But I think that the R6 Mark III is going to give us greater performance in terms of autofocus. Another thing that I'm so excited for in the Canon R6 Mark III is Canon Log 2, C-Log 2, with the fact that the Canon R6 Mark II is limited only to C-Log 3. With C-Log 2, we are getting better dynamic range and color depth. Why does this matter for me to upgrade from the Canon R6 Mark II to the Canon R6 Mark III? The only thing that I do with the Canon R6 Mark II is that I shoot more of videos than photos. My photo camera is a Canon R8. Why it matters for me to upgrade from the Canon R6 Mark II to the Canon R6 Mark III is because of the video specs. For the photo specs, it shoots almost the same, 40 frames per second in terms of the electronic mode, and then 12 frames per second in terms of the mechanical mode with pre-capture. I don't need that at this point in time. What matters most to me is that 4K at 120 FPS, 7K open gate recording, 7K raw, C-Log 2, extended dynamic range with the Canon R6 Mark III. We also have the HDMI full CFexpress B card slot with the Canon R6 Mark III, which is going to be really tremendous, especially in terms of fast processing, something that I think would really up my game, especially in terms of my video for clients and also for personal use, especially for content creation and all that. I don't want to move to the cinema world. I like shooting with hybrid cameras. The fact that the Canon R6 Mark III has great photo capabilities and also has incredible video capabilities, and something from the C50 to be able to shoot photos and videos simultaneously. The Canon R6 Mark II for me has been a tremendous camera that I've used, and I really enjoyed this camera. I think that upgrading from it to the Canon R6 Mark III will be a great bargain, especially speeding my workflow, having me to upgrade myself in terms of video capabilities, and also shooting for clients and for personal projects. If you enjoyed this video, kindly subscribe to the channel. My name is Abeku, and I'm going to see you in the next video.